Well, finding a job can be challenging, especially in these uncertain times. But imagine the obstacles you would face if you had a disability. October is Disability Employment Awareness Month. One local organization here in Birmingham wants to make sure that people with disabilities get a fair shot at employment. And joining us now is Focus at 4's Candace Sweat. Now, this organization, it's called Workshops Incorporated, and they've been around for quite some time.
Yeah, Dave, they've actually been around since 1900, and they jokingly told me that they're one of the oldest, but unfortunately one of the least known organizations in Birmingham. Now, people with disabilities are the largest minority group in the United States and the only minority group that any of us could become a part of at any time. And that's why they say this issue is important to everyone. Lucretia Woodard has been a cashier at Publix for the past year and a half. In the past, finding a job was a struggle.
I was dealing with reading problems, either that, answering enough questions, or it wasn't that I wasn't qualified for the job because they was looking for more people that was experienced.
Then she discovered Workshops, Inc., a nonprofit organization in Birmingham that helps people with disabilities find work.
Most of the training focuses on just good job skills, like coming to work on time, relating well to a supervisor, relating well to coworkers, dressing appropriately, all those things that it takes to be a good employee.
Susan Crow is executive director of Workshops, Inc. She says they work with people who have both physical and mental disabilities.
They want to be included in the full life of our community, and they want to be treated with dignity and respect, just like any of us do.
Crow says at any given time, the unemployment rate for people with disabilities is about 10 times greater than the unemployment rate for people without disabilities, which is why Workshops, Inc. provides hands-on training for careers in cooking, packing, shipping, housekeeping, and retail, just to name a few.
They made sure that you came there, you know what I'm saying, you understood how to come in and get ready for our interview.
We have placed people in pretty much every type of job possible. We have a lot of folks who will go into manufacturing type positions, folks who will go into the print industry, a lot of folks who are going to be in retail.
Typically, it takes 3 to 4 months to complete the training. The people in this media production class are learning many different skills. More importantly, says Crow, they're learning that they do have value in the workplace.
For me, when I go to work every day, and we have at any given time over 100 people with disabilities working in our facility, it's an amazing perspective to see people who are just so thankful to have a job, and I think that wonderful attitude really spreads in a workplace.
And Dave, Workshops, Inc. Usually has about 500 people that they have training each year, and they have a pretty decent placement of about 100 people that they find jobs for every year.
Now, I know there are laws in place to protect those with disabilities from discrimination.
Yeah, it's the Americans with Disabilities Act, and it is in place to protect people like the people that Workshop, Inc. helps. And if there's anybody out there who knows somebody who is struggling with a disability and who's struggling finding a job, you can go to abc3340.com, and I have the link to Workshops, Inc. in that story.
All right, thanks so much, Candace. Well, do you know a disabled person looking for a job? What challenges do they face? And we'd like to hear any success stories you have, too. Marissa Mitchell's back with some of what you've had to say.
Well, Dave, we have people sharing some very personal stories and struggles here on our Facebook page. Robert Mallory, he says, we face not being able to compete in various markets, as well as having issues with interview obstacles and people just not wanting to give us a shot. Berta Kemp says it's hard as a disabled person to find any job, especially if you receive a check monthly, because these checks are not big enough to support a family. But we can't do anything else because we received that check, and employers found out you have a disability and they find a reason not to hire you. And so we have some people who had some success here, Dave, but I think they would agree that these placement services like the one Candace described are important to help you not even just get the job, but succeed at it. And so you have to have that continued support.
And it's important for us to get the word out.